Today, we're going to be taking a look at the world's thinnest minute repeater. Welcome back to the Shreve Crump and Low YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jack Tyler. When we talk about minute repeaters, we are talking about some of the most complicated and expensive watches on the market. But what exactly is a minute repeater? A minute repeater is a watch that chimes the hours and minutes on command. This technology was originally implemented in pocket watches to assist individuals who had a hard time reading the time, especially in low light. Allow me to chime the watch so we can get a better idea of how this works. The watch we have here today isn't just any old minute repeater. In fact, it's the world's thinnest minute repeater, coming in at 8.1 millimeters, which is incredibly thin for such a complicated movement. The actual movement itself is wafer thin at 3.9 millimeters. Now, if you're new to the world of high horology, you might not really realize how difficult it is to achieve something like this from a manufacturing standpoint. Just for a little perspective, it actually took the masters at Vacheron Constantin, been making watches for quite some time now, roughly 4 years to develop this intricate caliber. This 41 millimeter Patrimony minute repeater is actually one of the rarest pieces in Vacheron's catalog today. Only about 15 Patrimony minute repeaters are manufactured per year, making these extremely hard to find and source. In fact, this piece is so exclusive that the price is by inquiry only. Getting into some of the specs of the watch itself, we have on the surface what appears to be an average Patrimony, featuring a cream colored dial and a pink gold case. However, on closer inspection, you'll notice the addition of the lever on the left-hand side. The lever controls the chiming function of the watch. All other functions can be accessed through the crown on the right-hand side like normal. The case of the watch, as we mentioned, measures 41 millimeters diameter with a very conventional 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Overall, the watch wears extremely similarly to a time-only Patrimony and could easily be mistaken for one, which is kind of the subtle elegance of this watch. For such a highly complicated watch, the dial layout is relatively simple. The dial itself is actually crafted out of pink gold and has a plethora of different hues and different lighting conditions. On top of the dial, we have pink gold hands and indices accented by a printed Vacheron Constantin logo. Now, on the standard time-only Patrimony, the small seconds is placed at the 6 o'clock position, whereas for the minute repeater, the small seconds can be found at the 8 o'clock position. This does a good job of breaking up the symmetry of the dial and adds an extra layer of intrigue on an otherwise relatively simple design. Now, when we flip the watch over, everything changes. You see the beautiful manual wind caliber 1731 on full display behind the sapphire caseback. This ultra-thin 3.9 millimeter caliber is the world's thinnest minute repeater and is adorned with the hallmark of Geneva. To create this movement, Vacheron used 265 individual components, including 36 jewels in the assembly. The caliber 1731 generates approximately 65 hours of power reserve and beats away at a whopping 3 Hz. The minute repeater itself features 2 black polished gongs, one for the hours and one, of course, for the minutes. When it comes to the actual tone of the chimes, you might think that the thinness has an effect on the sound and how it resonates. However, in practice, this minute repeater chimes bright and crisp, which really speaks to the level of craftsmanship that went into developing this incredible movement. The Patrimony collection represents Vacheron's most restrained and elegant dress watches, so adding a minute repeater complication was a no-brainer. I think it was really clever for Vacheron to make their most simple watch into a very high complication. The duality of the simple dial and then the intricate, beautiful movement create a stealthy piece that only true collectors will recognize in the wild. The watch sits close to the wrist, as you can imagine, due to the thinness, and will certainly accommodate any dress cuff or jacket. Seeing that this watch is pretty much all dial, the watch wears very large, but I think in a good way. I'd say that this watch can comfortably be worn on wrists larger than about 5.5 inches. This ultra understated and rare piece is actually available right now at our Newbury Street watch salon, and of course can be viewed on our website, shrevecrumpandlow.com. So if you have a chance to come by or visit, or just go online, it's worth taking a look at one of the rarest Vacherons that we've had in the shop for a while. Well, that's all for today's video. Please drop us a like and comment on what you think about this incredible Patrimony minute repeater. And also, if you haven't already, take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you can keep up to date on all the latest Shreve Crump and Low content. Again, thanks for joining us and spending a little time with us here today.